Welcome all of you in the SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself Krishna Salgaonkar. Today I am going to talk about TYIT Semester 6 Principles of Geographic Information System subject. Uh, Topic for today's presentation is geographic phenomena. First we will understand what is meant by a geographic phenomena. My contents are that is the definition of geographic phenomena. Then basically it is divided into two groups. One is fields and objects. We will discuss that thing in detail. First we try to understand what is meant by a geographic phenomena. Geographic phenomena are study of objects of GIS. The real world is a complex. Certain spot contains many different phenomena. Different phenomena require different digital representation, and multiple representations are possible for a same phenomena. So here in the image uh, you can see that different lands are there. Then there is a water body. So water body will have some water temperature. If it is a land, then there is a soil type. Then there is a surface of rock type. Then if it is a water, then water quality. All these things are different phenomena related with that particular objects, or related with that particular GIS phenomena. For more clear understanding, we will discuss the things further. A digital representation is a model and it is not the real thing. Our representation will never be perfect. Some facts will not be found. So whenever you are trying to represent a geographical phenomena graphically, it can't be perfect as it is. There will be some changes in that. So I had tried to show it diagrammatically. See, this is a geographical phenomena which is shown in that upper image over here. And when you are representing the same thing through computer, it may look like this. It may look like this. It's not exact. It is just a representation. So basically, we have to take the real world problems and then we have to represent them graphically. Now we will see the definition of geographical phenomena. A geographical phenomena is something of interest that can be named or described, can be georeferenced, and can be assigned a time interval at which it is or was present. Any of this thing will be applied to it. See below I have shown you one building. So the building name is Vinod building, and it is having a geo reference, that is a latitude, longitude, and it is built in 1900. So this is we can call it as a geographical phenomena. Different types of phenomena. First thing, there are two different phenomena are there. One is field and object. We can divide all these phenomena in two types. One is field and object. First we'll try to understand what is meant by a field. A field is a geographical phenomena for which, for every point in a study area, a value can be determined. Example, temperature, pressure, elevations, etc. And objects are populated the study area and are usually well distinguishable, discrete, bounded entries. The space between them is potentially empty. Uh, this is just a definition. We will try to clear the things. First, we will try to find out what is mean by a field. So, the example of this field is elevation. You can measure heights. Suppose you can see that in the image there is a mountain, and there are some different heights over there. So it is the same type of thing. So that we can call it the field. We will see the further things in the next slide. Uh, actually, if we are considering fields, then it is of two types. One is continuous field and discrete field. Now, what is mean by a continuous field and discrete field, that we will see. In continuous field, the underlying function is assumed to be continuous. Continuity means that all changes in the field value are gradual. Suppose if we consider a mountain and if we think about its height is gradually increasing. There will be a slope, fine. And discrete fields cut up the study space in mutually exclusive bounded parts with all location in one part having the same field values. For example, land use. Suppose we are at the seashore, then we can differentiate that fields. One is water and one is land. So that is differentiated by that water boundaries. So first we will think about the continuous field. Now if you see for the mountain there is a slope and it is continuously increasing, it is the same type of field. In continuous field, continuous means that all the changes in the field values are gradual. In the example on the left, we can measure the gradient slope as the changes of elevation. So as per the elevation, we can change the slope. And in non-continuous, that is discrete field, see here you can easily make out. One is bare land, agricultural land, and shrubberies. Here there are three different fields, and there is a boundary in between which is shown in a blue color. So discrete fields cut up the study space in subparts with a clear boundaries, with all locations in one part having the same values. Okay, so if we consider about one part, all other fields are having the same values. Typical example are land classification, geological classes, soil types, land use type, crop type, or natural vegetation type. So this is about the fields. So we have started with the fields are like you can consider fields as a land. There are two types of thing. One is continuous, one is non-continuous. Continuous, we can link that thing with the slope of a mountain, like which I shown over here. And in non-continuous, we can have different types of fields like this. That is discrete fields. Then there are objects. Now we will talk about the objects. Objects are discrete bounded entities. The space between the object is potentially empty or undetermined. See, if you see over here, there are three objects shown over here, and there is an empty space between the objects. So these objects are having boundaries, these objects are having locations, and if there are names, then these objects can also have names also. So the rocks, and you can see the rocks, and there is a space in between, and they are represented like this. Fine, here it is shown. This is one more type of object. The position of an object is the space is determined by a combination of one or more of the following parameters. First one is location, where it is. Second thing is shape, what form. Then third is size, how big it is. And last one is orientation, that is the direction. A bridge is an object with a location, shape, size, direction, etc. So here one bridge is shown. So what are the things associated with is the location, where it is located, then its shape, then its size, and the last one is orientation, that is the direction. So objects are usually having all these fields. Now if we consider about the boundaries, then boundaries, objects and discrete fields have boundaries. So if you see the objects and discrete fields, not the continuous field, objects and discrete fields are having the boundaries. The boundaries are of two types. One is crisp boundary and fuzzy boundary. Now what is the crisp boundary and fuzzy boundary, that we will see in the next slides. So crisp boundaries is the one that can be determined with almost arbitrary precision. That is, see, this is fixed. If you see a road, and if you see these lines, these are fixed. So that are called as crisp boundaries. And what is meant by fuzzy boundaries? The fuzzy boundaries, in contrast with crisp boundaries, is that boundaries is not a precise line, but rather an area of transition. See here, there are some flowers, and if we consider some imaginary boundaries, these boundaries will not be fixed. They will keep on changing as the flower blooms. So that type of boundaries are called as a fuzzy boundaries. In the earlier example also, if you see over here, see here these boundaries are not fixed. They keeps on changing the water line. So these boundaries are called as fuzzy boundaries. And if this boundary is fixed, over here in the first image, then this boundary is called as a crisp boundary. So here what we understand, a geographical phenomena can be a field or it can be a object. If it is a field, it can be a continuous field or discrete field, and if it is an object, may be having some name, shape. There will be a space between the shapes. Fine. Now, as a summary, I have this table. In this table, I have divided the table in the following field, that is converge, boundaries, types of boundaries, and characteristic. So, if it is a continuous field, cover the total space. It covers the total space, have no boundaries. So, if a field with no boundaries and it covers the whole space, we call it as a continuous field. The second one is discrete field, covers the total space, but it is having boundaries. So if it covers the total space but having the boundaries can be crisp or fuzzy, depends. It may be crisp or it may be fuzzy. Crisp means it is fixed, and fuzzy means it keeps on changing. Then last one is collection of objects. So objects have gaps in between, first thing. Second thing, they also have boundaries. The boundaries can be crisp or fuzzy, and characteristic, they have location, size, orientation, and shape. Okay. So this is what we have to understand today, what is mean by a geographical phenomena and how it is divided, means it is divided into objects and fields. Thank you everyone.